weren't as good on defense to now that they expect to be among the best defenses in the school. What was the key in making that move?
Just growing them up. I mean, in 2011, they were all freshmen. It's all the same guys. All them guys everybody talked so bad about in 2011, they're still there. The same people now they're talking great about them. Corey Crawford was there, Grady Jarrett was there, Deshaun Williams was there, Vic Beasley was there, Stephon Anthony was there. Everybody was there. But freshmen become sophomores, and sophomores become juniors, and juniors become seniors, and those guys have just improved. And you know, Brett Venables has done a phenomenal job in you know, kind of mentoring that group. But they just have. I mean, Robert Smith is probably as solid a player as we have on defense, and he was a freshman special teams player a couple years ago. So we just have we're going in our third year now with Coach B. So just a combination of the great job that our staff has done and just guys developing. Because really we hadn't had a senior in the defensive line since Malachi Goodman. We only had one that year. So it's just been guys growing up and maturing.
As a coach, though, maybe to not feel like you have to score 45 points a game like maybe you did a couple years ago, how nice is that for you?
Well, that would be nice. I would love to. I would have no problem with a couple of them 17, 14 games. But then everybody would be complaining because the offense stinks. You can't score no points. So you can't ever win when you're in this seat. So all I care about is winning. But I know that if we can be one of the best teams in the country from a scoring defense standpoint, then you got a good chance to win a bunch of games.
Is there an expectation level around the program that you guys are probably going to have to win or are going to win a lot more grinded out closer to the best games this year?
No. Have you asked Chad Morsat yet? No. Listen, our standard is exactly the same as it's always been. And I personally believe when it's all said and done, we'll still be one of the best offenses in the country because I love the personnel that we have. I think we've got some dynamic young talent on our team that this time next year y'all are all asking me about those guys. And that's what makes college football fun. You know, it's everybody looks at what you has left and they make an assessment, and because they don't really know who these guys are that are coming in. And I'm just, you know, if y'all knew what we knew about Sammy Watkins when he showed up, he might not have been picked about third or fourth in the ACC in 11 when we won it. But you know, that's just what makes it fun. You know, good players have to leave and new guys emerge, and I think we've got good personnel and good candidates to fill some of those voids. So you know, we'll see how it all goes.
One of the takeaways from talking to the assistants last week was maybe a little bit of a chip on their shoulder about national recognition. Do you think this program is finally at an elite level where you're reloading, not rebuilding ever?
Well, I mean, when I got the job, my job was not to build a good team, it was to build a good program. And good programs sustain success and handle success, and they handle adversity. And you're going to have to deal with both of those if you're at a place long enough. That's just inevitable. And I think that we've done a really good job of that. And then good programs are consistent. And nobody's been more consistent than us in the past few years. I mean, we've been very consistent in all areas, on the field and off the field. Academically, performing at a top 10 level, you know, year in and year out. And I'm really proud of that. You know, graduating our players incredibly high level, putting a ton of guys in the NFL. So all of those things are great staples and a part of our culture that we have in place now. We're recruiting at a very high level consistently, and so yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope that we can be one of those programs as good players move on that, you know, new guys step up, and you know, that's, if you do that consistently enough, you're going to be one of those nationally relevant teams. And I think our guys have gone out and proven that. We've beaten great teams. You know, you don't just look up and beat LSU and Georgia, and you know, Ohio State was 24-1. And a quarter away from playing for the national championship. We certainly haven't been perfect, but we've become a very consistent team, a very consistent program in a lot of areas. And, you know, I definitely think our guys have at least earned the respect that as people sit down and they try to figure out, hey, who are the top teams in the country, you know, Clemson ought to be in that mix.
We've been a staunch